The big hand is pointed to the 12. This is the Zedos Gang podcast.
Benny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
What's up, everybody? This is the Zedos Gang podcast. I'm Joseph Buchanan. With me is Sacha Allari. Today we'll be talking about trailers that dropped. The Founder. There's a trailer with Michael Keaton as one of the co-founders of McDonald's. The Independence Day Resurgence trailer. It's big. Jason Bourne. He returns with Paul Greengrass. The Magnificent Seven trailer, we'll be talking on our thoughts on those. And the news topics this week will be Jeff Goldblum is set to return to Jurassic World 2, possibly. Robert Downey Jr. joins Spider-Man. Marvel's The Inhumans just vanishes from the release list. And Robert Downey Jr. again will return for Sherlock Holmes 3. And we'll have a small discussion about Prince, who died recently. As we all know, it affected everyone. And opening this week in the UK is Captain America Civil War. That's the big one for this week. Sacha Allari, how are we doing this week?
I'm good. You?
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start off with The Founder, one of the trailers that dropped last week. This is about the co-founders of McDonald's and how it went from a little store that made burgers really quickly to what McDonald's is right now. Your thoughts on the trailer, Satch?
Look really good. Michael Keaton's playing Ray Kroc, the guy that basically was the founder of McDonald's. It's always good to see Michael Keaton back. I mean, it's really good to see Michael Keaton back getting a lot more of these A-list kind of roles. The trailer itself looked kind of interesting because I'm not really too familiar with how McDonald's came to be. It looks like there's a little bit of deals and swindling going along involved, which is always makes good for the screen. I kind of dug the trailer. It's also got Laura Dern in there. I saw playing his wife. I think I'm not too sure what she's doing there. She seems to be popping up in everything now with her recent casting in episode 8 as well. It's directed by John Lee Hancock, who did, Saving Mr. Banks, The Blind Side. He's also an acclaimed screenwriter. He's done loads of different projects for a long time. He worked on, The Perfect World. He wrote The Perfect World with Clint Eastwood and, what's his name? I
don't know.
Oh man, the guy that died in Man of Steel, Kevin Costner. There we go. Yeah, bye, Kevin Costner. Okay. He worked on Perfect World. More recently, he wrote Snow White and the Huntsman and the upcoming Magnificent Seven. He wrote the script to that. This is very different to those last two movies because it seems the movies that he directs seems to be more biographical kind of projects. It looks really good. I mean, this script's written by Robert D. Segal, who did the Wrestler. It sounds like Keaton's gonna go for the Oscar with this creative team again. It looks good, and I like the fact we're having a Michael Keaton resurgence at the moment. I mean, there was talks that he was going to be in Spider-Man, now he's dropped out, and you know what? I think that's a good thing because he's cementing himself back as the movie star that we've missed for so long. Because like I said last week, he's my Batman, and I'm sorry, it's just good seeing him in films again, man, rather than just being a cameo role and just taking center stage, man. I'm looking forward to this movie. I hope it does well.
There was an actor that asked him, I'm not sure who it was, but it was someone that worked with him recently, and they asked him if, hey, it's great that you're back. How do you feel about that? And Michael Keaton goes, I never went anywhere. I thought that was hilarious because that just makes the whole conversation awkward. But yeah, Michael Keaton back in this trailer, it's or in this film, as you said, in the lead role, it's fantastic. He's I've always liked Michael Keaton. I think I really got my first glimpse of him when I was watching Beetlejuice with either my sister or my brother, and that's when I didn't know who he was, and then I saw Batman. It's that guy. And what, the Beetlejuice guy? Yeah.
See, with me, it was the other way around. I mean, I saw Batman, so he was Batman. Like, always had been Batman to me. Even all these wannabes, Bale and Kilmer and Affleck. No,
wannabes?
Well, they are Batman. They are Batmen, but this guy's like...
What do you mean wannabes? They were Batman.
He's Batman.
Yeah, so was Val Kilmer, and
he's Batman. Look, for the sake of it, I know what you're talking about.
He's not Batman anymore. Well, he's not. But yeah, whatever, man. Okay, so we like that trailer. That film comes out in August, and it's going to be an interesting portrayal of how McDonald's became McDonald's. There's a lot of swindling going on in the trailer. There's a lot of backstabbing, as there would be with these type of brands that we know and love. And yeah, that's it looks like an intriguing. Would you call this a thriller or a?
I think it's more of an autobiography kind of drama.
I guess it's not really. It's more of a drama than a thriller.
It's got a sense of a thriller, but either way, I'm loving it. So
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not a thriller at all. It's a drama. Yeah. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It looks great, and again, that comes out in August, and the trailer's great. And on to the next trailer, Independence Day Resurgence. So the second trailer to this came out, and it's big. That's the only thing I can say about it.
Well, Roland Emmerich does not do small.
No, he doesn't. And
he doesn't.
I don't want to spoil the trailer for anyone who hasn't seen it, but he's found an original way to blow things up again. If you thought the first Independence Day or the blowing up of the cities was something, this is something else. So this is going to be an experience and a half, and just the fact that Jeff Goldblum is in it just cements everything. I love that guy. He cannot do any wrong.
You know what? That's a guy that hasn't been on the screen for as often as I would like. I mean, like, I generally miss him. I mean, like, this trailer was huge. Okay, it was huge. And to be quite honest, I like the way this film's marketed over at Fox. I mean, like, both trailers, the teaser and this one, the theatrical trailer, they're both really good trailers. And this one showed more of the destruction and devastation, which Roland Emmerich does best. And I gotta say, man, like, fair enough, he does the disaster films, etc. But the reason why I'm looking forward to this is because, like, well, I love Independence Day. I know whether Leo's been on the podcast before. Leo, shout out to you, my brother. Like, he was one of the guys reviewing Superman, Batman, or whatever the hell they call it these days. Anyway, like, that's Leo's favourite film. That guy can quote the film back to front, start to finish, with impersonations and everything. I'm telling you, like, when it comes to alien invasion movies lately, I haven't been excited about them. I think, I'll tell you why. We had a double punch one year of Skyline, which I'm going to say avoid like the plague. That is actually, in my opinion, the worst movie ever made. Okay? Like, that's my personal worst movie ever made. But it made me think, fuck. Like, alien invasion movies, I'm not interested in this genre anymore. And then the only reason why I liked Battle LA more than that movie was because, well, I knew how bad Skyline was, and Battle LA, it sucked, but at least it was better than Skyline. So my taste for that genre has kind of diminished, but these trailers look good. And you know what it is about Independence Day? You had characters that you generally cared about. So when they were in the situation, you cared what happened to them. This is a sequel to that movie. It'll be interesting to see the take that they do with all this future tech they have in the trailer, because it's like an alternative reality, isn't it? Where that event happened in 96 or 97, and, they've got like an alternative future to what we have. So it's that intrigues me a little bit in terms of where they go with the story and the characters and stuff. And it's always good seeing Bill Pullman in there, because you've got two 90s actors that like I'd really like to see more in film, back on the big screen again. Missing Will Smith though, but we've got who's in there? Who's the newcomers? I mean, we got Liam Hemsworth in there and William.
Boring.
Yeah, well, you never know. You could have fun with this movie.
Liam Hemsworth is probably the most uncharismatic person other than Jai Courtney, or who's that one that was in Terminator?
Yeah, Jai Courtney.
No, the other one, the other Terminator film. The Aussie dude that was half.
Oh, Sam Worthington.
Yeah, Sam Worthington is the most uncharismatic leading man I've ever seen in my life, and Liam Hemsworth goes with them. He's just so nah. Hello, my name's Liam Hemsworth. Anyway,
it's also got William Fincher, the guy from
the guy that doesn't age.
Yeah, that guy. He's you know what's really funny? I was watching Go the other night, where he just shows up in there as that weird, cop in Go. Love that movie.
He looks exactly the same in all the films.
Yeah, especially in The Dark Knight when Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Yeah, it really took me back when I saw him in there. Yeah. If you don't know who we're talking about,
he's the white guy in Ninja Turtles, the most recent one. He's the businessman.
Okay, I was gonna stretch further back into Armageddon when I first saw him.
Oh yeah, he is in Armageddon, isn't he?
He's that guy.
Yeah.
he's that guy that's either second in the command or the commander. That's
well, he looks like he's playing a similar kind of role here. Yeah, so he's gone full circle.
Yeah, he's that guy, man. So I think you said everything about the trailer there.
It looks big. I mean, like, Roland, you've destroyed the world multiple times. You've managed to blow my mind with like brand new ways this time. Don't ever be around like nuclear missiles ever in real life. Seriously.
Oh man. Well, so Independence Day Resurgence comes out in July, funnily enough. That's going to be one to watch as well. On to the next trailer, Jason Bourne. And this is the return of, what's his face?
Matt Damon.
It's the return of Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass back on track with the Bourne films. I'm not sure if anyone saw the last Bourne film, but it had Jeremy Renner in it, and he tried to take the mantle. Well, he didn't try to take the mantle, but it was set in between one of the second and the third Bourne film, and it didn't particularly work very well. But this trailer looks like it's back. It's back to where he's got his memory now. He's not like Wolverine and he can't remember anything. He's got his memory, and it looks like the CIA want to work with him now for whatever reason, and it just looks awesome. It's Jason Bourne. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Yeah, it's great. It looks great. Satch, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I love the Bourne series, although I never saw the Jeremy Renner one. I still haven't to this day seen the Jeremy Renner one. I just wasn't interested. I was like, no Matt Damon.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was like literally no Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's actually in it.
Yeah. What, in, is he? Like, or is it stock footage?
He's not actually in it, but
it's stock
he's in
footage.
it.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I still have no intention of seeing that movie unless it's actually related with this one. But I mean, like, no, I'm looking forward to this. The trailer looked good. I mean, hell, what's it? It was filmed like round the corner from me. I mean, like they actually filmed a scene in the Kodak in London, which is actually in Harrow, which is where I'm from. So it was filmed around the corner. So I just want to see like Harrow being represented on the big screen. Well, at least I know that place. But no, the trailer looked good. It looked like it's a return to form. You've got Tommy Lee Jones in there, who, again, it's like seems like a lot of 90s nostalgia here. We've got a lot of people coming back, but it's always good to see Tommy Lee Jones on the screen chewing it up. Looks like they're back with Greengrass because Matt Damon said he wouldn't do another Bourne without Paul Greengrass.
Lisa Vikander's in it as well, isn't she?
Yeah. It looks amazing. I'm there. definitely.
Yeah, so Jason Bourne, I don't think there's anything more to say on that, but the trailer looks great. Watch it if you get the chance to. It's fantastic. I think that comes out in June, I believe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it comes out in the next few months. So look out for that. On to the next trailer, The Magnificent Seven. This is Antoine Fuqua's version or adaptation or version of the Magnificent Seven, which was originally who was the original director of?
Oh, original director was John Sturges. He did The Great Escape, Gunfight at the OK Corral with Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas. He works a lot with Steve McQueen.
Old school.
Very, very old school. I mean, this guy has a lot of like modern, most of the great 60s westerns under his belt. I actually think it might even be like a completely different take on the Magnificent Seven. I mean, none of the characters are playing any of the characters from the original by the looks of it. I just think they're just taking the premise, the basic storyline, and it's just another story in a Wild Wild West. That's how it goes. This isn't the first time this has been remade. I mean, like, that film itself
Seven
is
Samurai.
a remake. It's a remake of The Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. And even
Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, Akira Kurosawa. I'm really sorry. I'm getting the tongue twisted. I'm really sorry.
It's all good, man.
But yeah, it's been remade countless of times. I mean, like, they've done it. What's it? There was when Star Wars came out, they did a sci-fi version because they're like, oh, Star Wars is a remake of the Hidden Fortress, so we'll just take another film. And they did a Battle Beyond the Stars with George Peppard. You should check that film out. It's actually pretty good out of all the 70s sci-fi out there. It's
George Peppard was a guy Hannibal in the A-Team.
Leader of the A-Team.
if you ever saw the A-Team in the 80s, that's who George Peppard was. He's the guy with the silver hair. Carry on.
But but yeah, no. This is just another take on that story. I'm pretty throughout the years there have been other stuff that has been inspired by the Magnificent Seven. This is probably the first time they've done another film adaptation of the Western take of it. I mean, there's been TV series of the Magnificent Seven, done in the West and stuff. It's just an IP. I mean, they're not even playing the same characters. It's and to be quite honest, a lot of modern audiences or casual people casual cinema goers haven't really watched the original. You know what I mean? To care enough about the IP. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. The trailer itself, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it had a lot of grit in there. I like the ensemble cast they got with who's it got in there? They got Denzel in there. They got Chris Pratt. So yeah, I think Ethan Hawke's in there.
Ethan Hawke's
in there. I mean, like, it's directed
Vincent D'Onofrio, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's got a good cast, and that's, it's a good mix and a good ensemble right there. And Antoine Fuqua's directing it. He did Training Day, The Equalizer, Southpaw, The Shooter. I didn't even know he did The Replacement Killer until I looked it up, but that's a really good movie. And, like, sure, he's had a few duds like King Arthur and, various others, but you know what? He's a competent director. I don't think he'd sign himself to something like this unless he had an original take or something that he could add to it. And he hasn't done a shit film with Denzel, so I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like, you know what? Westerns have been slowly creeping their way back. There's always at least one or two out every year, and so far we've had 2 or maybe 3. If you haven't checked out Bone Tomahawk, I can't really tell where they came out, like at the start of the year, but
yeah, Bone Tomahawk came out over here last month.
Was it last month? Yeah. And that's a really damn good film, and I just it's nice to see that Western resurgence. I know Jane Got Guns in theaters right at the moment, but yeah, hopefully we'll get some more.
Jane Got a Gun was badly reviewed.
That's true. I still want to see it though. I want to check it out for myself.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the Magnificent Seven. The trailer looks great. It looks fun. It's got everything that it's got a very nice balance of what you would expect to see in a modern, I would say, yeah, in a modern Hollywood film. Really, it looks good. It's setting the pace for a nice ensemble film. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so on to the main news topics. Jeff Goldblum is set to return in Jurassic World 2. Jeff Goldblum was on the red carpet or something, or I think it was a press junket that was going on somewhere, and I think it was for Independence Day Resurgence, and someone was asking him about whether he would return into any of the Jurassic Park films, and he said, he's open to returning if there's a part there for him. He personally says that the film is bigger than him, and he doesn't need to be a part of it, but he would love to be a part of it. And I, for one, would love to see all the old cast back and get eaten.
Well, if anyone's going to get eaten, it's Goldblum, because I'd love him just to sarcastically go, "I knew I'd cop in this park," but
well, it's not going to be in the park anymore.
Oh, where's it going to be?
It's a global event now.
Okay.
They're taking off the restraints. You can't, after that last film, you can't set in the park again.
Yeah.
You just can't.
It depends what they do.
No,
with it.
you can't. You can't set it in the park again.
Yeah.
It has to. You have to. It has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because we've seen 4 films about a park that couldn't open.
Yeah.
And we saw a park that did open for one day. And yeah, you can't do that story again.
Yeah.
It's got to go somewhere else. And the fact that it is going somewhere else means that they could maybe they meet the specialists that were involved with the first park, which would be Dr. Alan Grant, which was played by
Sam Neill,
and you've got I forgot the other actress's name.
Laura Dern,
and then you've got Jeff Goldblum. So they could hook up with these guys. Okay, what did you guys find out about the first park? How do we kill these things? Yada yada yada. Whatever, I don't know. But I just want to see Jeff Goldblum and everything, because again, Jeff Goldblum's got more charisma than Liam Hemsworth and all those guys combined. So yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Talk about it, man.
I think you've said everything. I mean, like, it's always good to see Jeff Goldblum in anything. It depends what they do with him and where his character fits the story, I guess. And like you said, I mean, what they did with Jurassic World was great, in how they revigorated the franchise, and moved it forward and rebooted it for a new generation of people to be interested back in the Jurassic Park IP. I think,
it's not a reboot.
I know it's not a reboot, but some people kind of, the way they did it, it was kind of like a gateway film for a new franchise, if that makes sense. Because kind of like the Star Wars thing with Episode 7, it's a gateway film. I think it would be cool to see some of the old cast pop in if they can, but only if it serves the story. Because I think Jurassic Park, what they did with Jurassic World is show that they could make a kick-ass Jurassic Park sequel without relying on the big three. So if the way I see it is, if they can make it work in the story, then do it. I personally would love to see, out of those guys, I'd love to see his character back, because his character was very charismatic. You know, it's been such a long time since we saw him in The Lost World that I'm pretty sure he's done some crazy stuff since. He out of all of them, he's the guy that I'd like to see back out of the 3 of them, and maybe Sam Neill.
I like Sam Neill.
Yeah, maybe Sam Neill.
He's got a very dry wit about him.
Oh yeah, definitely. But we'll see where it goes. And hopefully it'll be good. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking. Either way, I'm looking forward to Jurassic World 2 anyway, and I can't remember the guy's name. He's got a really weird name. He's been directed. The second one's been directed by
weird guy.
Yeah, some guy.
Some guy.
I'll figure that out and report it in the next one when there's more news. But yeah, on to the next topic. Robert Downey Jr. You know him. He's joining Spider-Man, which was I guess was a no-brainer. He's going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming as Tony Stark, and he definitely wasn't going to be anyone else, was he? It's
going to be Uncle Ben. You mean he's not Uncle Ben?
He's going to be turning up in this new Spider-Man film, which is being released by Sony, but Marvel have control on it, and so it looks like it was going to be a good film. What are your thoughts on that?
Interesting. Well, this was a no-brainer. I mean, he is the mayor of Marvel now, unofficially. The mayor of Marvel. It's like, hey, we got a new IP. Let's shove Robert Downey Jr. in it just to show that it's part of the universe. That seems to be what they're doing.
The mayor of Marvel.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Marvel, man.
How does that work?
You just got to be Tony Stark.
No, but what? No, anyway, yeah. So
anyway,
yeah, mayor of Marvel.
He's the mayor of Marvel. It's like the mayor, man. No, when you see him in interviews, there was an interview where they said, what you call it? So you got Chris Evans the job for Captain America. You convinced him, and he was like, "What? Am I the mayor of Marvel?" So he's the mayor of Marvel. You know what I mean? And now they've stuffed him into Spider-Man. Yeah, it could work. Be interesting to see where they go with it and how he fits into the movie. It's a no-brainer just putting Tony Stark in there. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see the movie. Depending what they do with it, I'm still kind of cautious about this Spider-Man. Incarnation. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, but I just want to see until I see more stuff about it, then I'll be a bit more. Apparently he's wowing everyone in Civil War in early screenings and stuff, which gives me faith. I should have faith because it's Marvel doing it, but I just think Spider-Man's been retold like 3-4 times now, and even I'm like, I just want to have hope that we have a series that will flourish and go on, for the next 10 movies, okay? Because there should have been 10 movies by now, you know what I mean? But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's great news, okay, it's official.
The question is, who's going to be Spider-Man next week?
Me. Bollywood Spider-Man. That'll make people scream.
Yeah, I think as you said, it's the fact that he's in it is gonna. I guess the fact that he's in it, everyone from the whole Marvel MCU can be in Spider-Man. So that's Would the Stark Tower? No, there's no Stark Tower in New York anymore. So would there be a Osborn Tower in these new films, the
possibly
MCU films?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Well, it depends because he never had like a tower. It was just they just built it in the thing. Because if you remember,
he's not that vain, is he?
If you remember the Rami versions, he just had an industrial kind of like complex kind of thing, and then in the reboot, in the Less Than Amazing Spider-Man reboot, they had the big massive building, the Oscorp building. I don't know, man. If he wants a building, they'll build it for him, I guess. But he'll have something. But you know what I mean. Like, we'll have to see. We don't know. Realistically, we don't know much about this movie other than, we've got an Aunt May, we've got Tom Holland, we got Robert Downey Jr. now. That's all we know. We don't know anything about the story. I'm assuming it's, we got a rough idea that, it's set in high school and, whatever, and that's cool. But, we don't know who the villain is. There's rumours that it's a Vulture, but nothing's confirmed. So I don't know enough to get, super, stoked. You know what I mean? I need to see more.
Yeah.
That's how I honestly feel about Spider-Man.
Well, just due to the fact that Robert Downey Jr. wants to do more films is encouraging, because everyone was thinking that he was gonna
leave after Infinity War.
Yeah.
So
And so, to my mind, that shows good faith, because I don't know how you'd replace Robert Downey Jr.
Well, that's just it. They had an interview with what's his name? Jungle Book director.
John Favreau.
John Favreau. They asked him who'd he cast for the next Iron Man. He's like, I wouldn't. Clone him. Look, you know what? He's just made that his own. Like, before he stepped into that role, yeah, I could have named like about 6 other people, but he's made it so iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't differentiate him from Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even when I watch the cartoons, like I'll see like an animated cartoon for 5 minutes, I'll be like, nope, because the voice isn't convincing enough for me.
Yeah, so yeah, he's just taking that's the persona of Tony Stark is Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the next guy. That's all I got to say.
It's the same with Wolverine.
Yeah, you know what? I think Wolverine's probably easier to fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's an easier character to fill. That's myself personally, because I think with Wolverine I could picture Russell Crowe doing it.
What?
He's too old now, but I'm talking 10, 12 years ago, Gladiator Russell Crowe. Hell, if we went back 20 years, I think Mel Gibson would have been a good Wolverine.
Yeah, Mel Gibson,
especially
Russell
after
Crowe,
Lethal Weapon Wolverine, definitely. Reason why I say Russell Crowe is because of LA Confidential. His role in LA Confidential.
I get that, but
very much that. But fair enough.
You're wrong.
Fair enough. But I'm just saying, like Wolverine, I could see other actors playing Wolverine. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want them to, because I love what Hugh Jackman does. You know what I mean? But
don't do what Donnie don't does.
Yeah. But Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, I just, you know what I mean? For me, it's a Christopher Reeves situation. It's like, I don't see anyone but him as Iron Man.
What, Christopher Reeves?
No, Robert Downey Jr. It's like with Superman. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone looks the part, they act the part well, but for me, Reeves is Superman. But that's me.
Well, it's definitely not Henry Cavill. I feel sorry for the guy, man.
I think he'd be great, but
he's been bent over, and excuse my language, he's been bent over and fucked by whoever's writing the Superman, or just who's ever writing for Superman. They don't like him. They really don't like him. I'm gonna fucking fuck this guy up. I fucking hate him. Fucking Superman. And they fucked him for 2 films. He's been shafted by everyone.
Well, he hasn't actually played Superman yet. He's just played Clark Kent.
He hasn't even done that well.
Well, true. He's just played...
Whoever wrote for Superman doesn't like Clark Kent either. I'm going to fucking fuck up Clark Kent. He's a fucking asshole. I'm going to get everyone to fuck him in the ass. And so, yeah, no one likes Superman. Or the guy that's writing these DC films fucking hates Superman. He loves Wonder Woman and Batman, but he fucking hates Superman. And he hates Zod as well. He hates anything that's good about the DC universe.
Well, I don't know. I think Ken would have something different to say about that. But anyway,
Superman got fucked twice. I've seen graphical scenes of it happening. It's called Man of Steel, and the other one's called Batman vs Superman.
Oh, Man of Steel isn't that bad. I rewatched it recently in a double bill of that and Batman vs Superman, and I came out of Man of Steel going, I'm pumped for Batman and Superman, and I'm not going to go into Batman and Superman at all because I can't. I really can't at this stage. But I'll probably do a review when we see this 18 rated or R-rated cut of
where he gets fucked some more.
So and then I'll review it. Elaborating on the review process with me, my job, I work at a multiplex, and we can't really review stuff. So we can't really review stuff unless it's in the positive light, kind of thing. So if a movie's great, I'll say it's great. If a movie's rubbish, I won't go into it, kind of thing. I won't go into it. So I'll go into Batman and Superman for that review. Do you know
the worst thing? The only other thing worse than Batman vs Superman is having AIDS.
Wow. Oh man, dude.
Okay, so.
Moving along.
Okay, so
What
yeah,
were
so
we talking about?
I just told you. The only other thing worse.
No,
than
what
that
were
film-
we talking about before?
Robert
What
Downey
led up
Jr.
to-
Robert Downey Jr. in Spider-Man.
How the hell is that fucking relevant?
It's as relevant as anything else we've been talking about this podcast.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is going to do Wicked and Spider-Man. And on to the next topic: Marvel's Inhumans vanishes from release list. Well, who cares? Do you care?
I don't know much about the Inhumans. I know, to be honest,
Well,
I really don't know anything about it. You know more. You watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of Shield is doing it pretty well.
Okay.
And because that whole split between Feige and what's the other dude?
Pearl something. Yeah, Ron. No, not
that's an
Ron
actor.
Perlman. I've forgotten his name. The creative at Marvel, the Hasbro guy. Not Hasbro guy, the Toy Biz guy.
Yeah, so he's working in the TV division now.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
he?
right.
And so,
Quick backstory. Basically, in the 90s, Marvel bought Toy Biz bought Marvel and kept the Marvel name. That's why most of your Marvel toys are by Toy Biz. This guy's like one of the key guys over at Marvel, and he's a producer on some of the films and the TV stuff. There's a rift between the TV division and the film division because of the performance of Age of Ultron. So this guy's in charge of TV stuff. The rumor is, it hasn't been confirmed, that the Inhumans movie has been stalled mainly because of the
Agents of Shield show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, because they want to keep it in the show rather than do a theatrical
And
one.
to be honest, why do it? It's just X-Men.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I don't know much about Inhumans at all. Okay, I'm going to say this now.
It's a very weak version of X-Men.
And-
In my eyes,
okay.
It's just a weaker version. It's good.
Yeah.
But from what they're doing with the TV show,
Yeah.
for what a TV show is on ABC.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'd watched a film version of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the newer comics. I mean, it's come out in the past, like.
Yeah, that was because of the whole Fox X-Men thing, right?
I really don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs of that. But if any Marvel guys that would like to educate me, like post on my Twitter or my wall, like stuff to learn about the Inhumans or really good storylines with the Inhumans in, I'd definitely read that stuff up. Yeah, just message me. But I don't really know anything about the Inhumans. I know. You know what? Do you think the rumors about this potential like Fox and Marvel agreement could be true? I mean, like at the moment, this is all hearsay. There's nothing official other than people talking about it. There's been no, nothing on that. But I think maybe they might be gearing up for a deal. Maybe.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening, but
Yeah.
I'd love to see it happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm sure some people wouldn't, but I guess if they have the same deal that Sony have, like Sony can go off and do their own films, but with Marvel's help.
Yeah.
And the same with Fox. Fox can continue doing X-Men,
Yeah.
but have Thor in it.
Yeah, it's just a different situation, because the thing is, Fox, when it comes to X-Men, Fox don't really need Marvel. They've been doing X-Men pretty well these past couple of films. I mean, yeah, there was a dark period about 10 years ago, but these past couple of films, First Class, Days of Future Past, the upcoming Apocalypse, fucking Deadpool, you know what I mean? Fox don't need to play ball with Marvel. There's no reason why they should, okay? From a business standpoint. Fantastic Four, on the other hand, they need to just forget that shit, okay? They really need to forget Fan Four Stick or whatever the hell that movie was, and just forget that shit and just give that back, okay? Give that back to Marvel. I don't know, but this whole thing on the Inhumans being gone, I think maybe, but this isn't official news or a scoop or anything. But like, you know what I mean? I think the reality is getting more and more there with the X-Men thing, mainly because like Simon Kinberg recently turned round and said that he could see it happening. A year ago, he was adamant that was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 100%. He was promoting Fan Four Stick. He was promoting the X-Men brand and last year with the whole Fan Four Stick thing. And even after Fantastic Four failed at the box office, he was still, no, we're sticking with our own cinematic Fox Marvel universe thing. And now Fantastic Four's off the slate, completely off the slate over at Fox. You know what I mean? No one's talking about it anymore. Even some of the actors and actresses aren't even talking about sequel for it anymore, which leads me to believe they've scrapped it.
It's because it's toxic.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, like, what are Fox going to do with that IP? Are they just going to put it in a vault or remake it in 7 years?
Who knows?
They failed. They failed.
They don't have 7 years to make it. They've got less than that.
Well, they failed. They have failed. With that IP. So but aside from Fantastic Four, I mean, like, looking at the looking at the comments Kinberg has made, not that it's any of his fault, to these certain failings to these properties. He's changed his tune, and he's a guy that would know. Kevin Feige a year ago, while he was doing promotion for X-Men Age of Ultron, everyone was talking about the Spider-Man thing. This guy has a plan, all right? And that plan, and it's really funny. He mentioned that, he's lined up Infinity War in such a way that, if certain things happen, they can accommodate it to happen. So let's say they make an agreement with Fox and X-Men. Mm-hmm. They've got the contingency plan. They've got the contingency plan for it to happen if that was a reality to happen. If it doesn't happen, they've got the fallback plan. Yeah. You know what I mean? They have a road. They have a plan. He's built the ship. He's done multiple timelines or, multiple versions of how these movies will go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Look at the Black Panther situation, okay, with Civil War. Black Panther wasn't going to be in Civil War. He was going to be, he was just going to cameo, and not even be in the suit. You know what I mean? That was the thing. He was just going to cameo, so you'd be like, who's this guy? And then he was going to debut in his first movie. Mm-hmm. But then Spider-Man changed everything. Yeah. The minute they got Spider-Man, they're like, whoa, okay, we're going to change this. Black Panther is going to have a bit more screen time. We're going to put him in the suit as well. And, there were probably other decisions that led to that. But, do you know what I mean? They wrote 2 scripts for Civil War. Wouldn't surprise me if they're going to write a few different alterations of Infinity War. You know what I mean? There's probably a version of it already written or pre-written to a degree with what they've got and what they aspire to have. You know what I mean? Because Marvel as a company, they know how to pre-plan their shit. They look at the Ant-Man situation. Ant-Man was a phase 1 project, okay, with Hank Pym as Ant-Man, and Edgar Wright was on board to direct that for years, and it kept getting pushed back, and it was mainly Edgar Wright. He wanted to do like other films like The World's End and stuff and finish up things, and it got delayed in the years that it took, that it got delayed. The
Marvel Universe became the Marvel Universe.
It became the Marvel Universe, and not only did it become the Marvel Universe, in the comics, Scott Lang had become Ant-Man, and it was no longer Hank Pym, and this was a character that nobody, the casual audience don't really know Ant-Man. You know what I mean? He's still quite a new character to casual audiences. So it was the perfect opportunity to do Scott Lang than Hank Pym, and ideally, Edgar Wright left because he didn't know Scott Lang, and also, rewriting it again, differently, that'd take its toll on a visionary director like Edgar Wright. But Marvel still managed to whoop it out the bag because they have a plan. You know what I mean? Most studios lose their shit. They'll get like some guy that who's available to write. Okay, this guy. Have you done a superhero movie before? No, but I've done a teen comedy. Cool, you've got the job. You know what I mean? Have you read a comic book? No, but I'll just figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, that's what went on with fucking Transformers. That's what's gone on with Transformers and the Transformers films. I mean, like, Marvel have got their writers' room off Marvel writers that work on the comics. Brian Michael Bendis is up in there. You know what I mean? Not that he's written any scripts for the movies just yet, but for the TV show side of things. You know, they've got... They collaborate with their people, and they collaborate with their movies, and it works. Whatever shit it's going down at Marvel, it works. So even though they've had they haven't actually had a shit film, okay? They've had an average film, okay? Whenever you're disappointed with a Marvel film, you're never like, fuck Marvel. You're like, let's see how it pans out, and then we get a great film shortly afterwards, and then. I'll tell you what, with Iron Man 2, I was disappointed with Iron Man 2.
You're going off topic here, man.
I am. Okay, sorry. I do apologise. But, I think this Inhumans thing, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
and again, another thing, this film was supposed to come out in 2019, so if there are any talks, look out for an X-Men cross Thor film coming out in 2019. No, that's a joke. But yeah, what will fill that release date? If this is true, what do you think will fill it?
Indiana Jones 5.
What?
Indiana Jones 5. Look, it's a Disney property.
But it would have come out the same year anyway. So what will?
No. That's my honest answer. I mean, like.
No. What do you think will, as a Marvel film?
Oh, as a Marvel film.
What do you think will replace this?
Don't know. Really, it could be anything. You got so many characters. It could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to say something and
Jubilee.
Jubilee? No, I don't think we've got a Jubilee movie yet. But like, reason why I said Indiana Jones 5 because of the Disney thing. But like,
it's already got a release date, so
yeah,
it's mute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, Inhumans is Inhumans, and it's not on the schedule anymore. So yeah. Robert Downey Jr. He's coming back for Sherlock Holmes 3. Robert Downey Jr. says that he'll be back for Sherlock Holmes 3 with hopes to shoot later this year. So that means Guy Ritchie is not making a sequel to what's the film called?
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, he's definitely not doing the sequel to that because it didn't really do that well.
It's a shame. It was a good movie, I felt.
It was a good movie, but I don't think it was particularly marketed very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, going back to Sherlock Holmes, did you see the second one?
No.
You didn't see the second one?
I haven't seen the second one. I saw the first one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I loved their chemistry and stuff. Yeah, cool. They're doing the second. They're doing the third one. I hope they get to make more as well. Going through all the Sherlock Holmes cases. At the same time, though,
I think they'll just they'll keep it to a trilogy.
You think they're going to keep it to a trilogy?
Yeah, because of once Benedict Cumberbatch has finished his run on TV with those. I mean, they're so different. It's night and day. But but because that TV show has been more prominent than the films this far, even though the TV show stole a little bit from the film. Do you know when he thinks?
Oh yeah.
It goes through that whole slow-mo thing. I can't. I don't think if they do more, I don't think Guy Ritchie would do them. I think someone else would.
Yeah, he'll probably produce and they'd probably carry it on that way. But
I'd love to see Matthew Vaughn do a Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I could see that, but I don't see Matthew Vaughn doing that.
I know I don't see him doing that, but I would love to see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would look awesome. Because he's really got a hold on how he films action now.
Yeah,
and I think with what's his face? I just mentioned him, the director. Guy Ritchie. He's he's in Bryan Singer territory where his action is good, but it could have been handled better by someone else. But yeah, I like the last Sherlock Holmes film because it had if you want it to end there, it could end there.
Yeah,
it has a natural end to it. It doesn't. I mean, it leaves it open, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
You could take it as is, as a standalone. So, I really like the last Sherlock Holmes film, so I'm looking forward to this one as well. I hope it is filming this year because, at least it gets to come out next year or whenever they'll bring it out. So I'm looking forward to that. So, have you said your piece on that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, it looks like Robert Downey Jr. is all over the shop this week. And to some sad news, Prince died this past week, and I think it was a shock to everyone. And originally I wasn't going to have anything here for this, but he did make a film, Purple Rain, so I guess that gets him into the...
into the conversation.
Gets into the film talk, and he did the soundtrack for Batman, so...
Oh man, and what a soundtrack that was, man.
Yeah.
But just don't watch the music video, because that's a terrible music
Was that Bat
video.
Dance, is it?
Oh, Bat Dance is terrible, man.
No, you need to watch... Whoever is listening to this, you need to watch a Bat Dance.
By Prince.
Yeah, Bat Dance by Prince. That's the most trippy shit you'll ever see
It's crazy.
this week.
Doesn't he play Batman and the Joker?
Look, I don't know what's going on in that music video, but it just needs to be seen.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
It's so... do you know when you see something fucked up and it's horrible, but you know you've got to show some... It's fucked up, but you've got to see it. It's one of those things. It's weird.
And like, this is an artist that just was always fucking working.
Yeah.
He was always fucking working on music.
When he had that dispute with Warner Brothers and became the symbol, that
Yeah.
was hilarious.
I mean, like...
That's original, because everyone knows him as Prince, but you can't call him Prince, so you call him the symbol. and so it was. I think that was genius. That's a genius part of marketing. Yeah, that's my name now. What is that? It's a symbol. What's it a symbol of? It's a symbol of me. And who are you? Symbol. I'm sorry. That's genius. That's genius. And then he became Prince again in the late 90s. And I don't care, man. That's a piece of PR that you can't.
Well, wasn't that there just to make more records or something?
No, because he had a dispute with Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
They had license to his name or something. I'm not 100% on the ins and outs of that, but that's why he changed his name to that symbol thing.
Right. Okay.
And that was that What I remember when everyone was just calling him the symbol. Hey man, the symbol's gonna make some music. It was awesome, man. It was when music was the people that made music, the artists that made music in the 80s were setting the trend in the 90s as well. I mean, Madonna was still doing her thing, Prince was just doing his thing. There were, I mean, arguably Madonna's still original now because none of our albums sound the same. And neither did Prince's. Even though it sounded like Prince, his sound would be always doing something else. And even in that watching Batman now, it feels so weird. You hear some of his music in it. It's so weird.
Oh, but it works so well. I mean, like, you know what one of my best bits in the whole of Batman, and it's always been my best sequence of the whole movie, is when Jack Nicholson and his posse just come into the restaurant after gassing the place out, messing up all the art. What's the tune he's playing?
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Oh my god, that scene is amazing. And then it's literally our first like standoff between Batman and the Joker, and it's a fantastic standoff.
Where does he get these crazy toys?
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
And so I don't know what Prince meant to any one out there that's listening, but he was one of these guys that you never thought would die.
Yeah,
because one, he looked constantly. He's looked the same for 30 years, just with varying hairstyles. But he's looked the same. And if you need to YouTube this, there's a whole conversation with Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith made a documentary, or made this documentary from which might see the light of day now, because he put it in a vault.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, like, this guy was a creative cat. He just kept making music and stuff left, right, and centre, and a lot of it
Is in a vault.
in a vault, unreleased.
Yeah.
So, you know, like when any dead like musical artist like dies, you're
You
gonna
go-
see their legacy live on forever because of the amount of creativity and amount of shit.
And Prince
that
has
they
got a
have
lot of
made.
content.
And he has got a lot of content. So it's gonna be nuts. He's probably got a vault full of stuff. You're going to see documentaries and stuff. Because what's it? Kevin Smith did a full documentary with him.
Yeah, that's what I was just referring to. And he made that whole thing, and he said, "Okay, let's put it in the vault."
Yeah.
And so there's a whole documentary that Kevin Smith made, which is in a vault.
Yeah.
So again, watch Kevin Smith does a whole talk on it, which is about half an hour or so, and he goes into the whole process of what this guy was like. He'll get calls from he got a call from one of his representatives saying that he'll be called in 20 minutes, and that kept happening like every 15 minutes. Oh, he'll call you in 15 minutes. Oh, he'll call you in 10 minutes. And it's that he built anticipation to just speak to him. And so you just got to watch it. YouTube, Kevin Smith and Prince, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's fantastic. It's almost like the John Peters talk that he had.
Scandal.
Yeah. So go and watch that. But Prince was one of those entities that you just knew his music, and because it had a certain flavor, certain production quality to it, and so his music will live on, probably even beyond me. Not damn immortal or anything, but he'll be sadly missed by lots of people. So and anything to add to that, Sach?
No, I think you've said everything, dude.
From that sad note to films opening this week, and we've come to that point where it's that film,
What film?
Captain America: Civil War. That's the film we're talking about. It opens in cinemas April 29th, and it looks like it's going to be big. It's going to open very big, just due to the great reviews it's been getting. I can't see this one bombing.
It's going to be a piece of shit.
It's gonna make a little bit of money. It's gonna make a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this, man. I mean, Winter Soldier was fantastic. I mean, like, you know what that film did? Like, after the first, like, Captain America, I like the first Captain America personally, but I know Captain America, to a lot of people and a lot of the casual audiences, weren't really sold on Cap. But I always told you, like, from reading the comics, because I read the Ultimates. You know, the Ultimates take on the Avengers. I used to read like some of the Heroes Reborn stuff in the 90s, which Jim Lee and no, it wasn't Jim Lee that did the Cap stuff there. It was the Deadpool creator. Forgotten his name. Well, anyway, I read a lot of stuff in the 90s and the early 2000s on Cap, and you know, Cap's a likable character, but you know, a lot of people that didn't read the comics, their first reaction to Captain America is to hate. And I'm like, yo, it's the man out of time. It's the man out of time aspect of Cap, which is what I really kind of gravitated to, especially when they did the Ultimates and the way they did that. And a lot of that is infused in the Winter Soldier, and like his list on stuff to catch up to in the 2000s.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch. And just the action, the fighting, and the fact that it was the Russo brothers, two guys that like had only done TV really before. You know, I mean, yeah, they did feature film, they did Welcome to Hollywood and stuff. But like, you know, like this was a big step up for those two directors. You know, it was a fantastic film, and like, you know, the fact that this movie's already generating like fantastic word of mouth and has even been said that it's better than Winter Soldier, that's just made my anticipation go off the charts. But I'm just trying to dial it back, trying to digest it. Last thing I saw of it was that last trailer with Spider-Man coming out at the end. People are going to go nuts. You know what I mean? It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how Spider-Man's reception will be after this movie.
Yeah.
Because, Marvel's Spider-Man is being introduced into this movie, and same with Black Panther. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see how audiences look at characters like Black Panther and how they relate to him and be like, oh, who is this guy? And more importantly, I'm kind of intrigued to see how they do Ant-Man. I mean, what? There's one thing I'm looking for. There's one thing I really hope they do with Ant-Man. Okay, I really want to see him grow big and be Giant Man at some point in the series. I don't see that happening in this film, but probably in Infinity War when he makes the suit really big and he's a big giant. That'd be cool. If they can whoop it out in this movie at least once, I'll probably just be like, yeah. You know what I mean? I just think, these guys know what they're doing. Another personal wish list of mine, I'd like to see them I don't know, man. It's just, we live in an age now where, you know what I mean? We're getting the movies we always dreamt as kids. Comic book fans and science fiction fans.
Yeah.
Okay? So, when people complain, oh, there's too much Marvel movies, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in terms of comic book films,
yeah.
Or that genre in mind, there's only 5 coming out this year.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't consider that a lot.
20 is a lot.
Yeah, if they came out one after the other in succession, then I guess it would be a bit fatiguing. You'd get fatigue.
Yeah.
And so, but I still don't think it's a lot. There are more horror films that come out or zombie films.
Yeah. That
come out that are. I'm done with zombie films more or less, but they still come out.
Yeah.
So it's I don't see it as anything. Was it Spielberg that said that the superhero genre is like what the westerns were? There's gonna be a whole load of them, then it will die down, but you'll still get them.
You know what I think. I think what on Spielberg's comments to that. You know what? I think a lot of people have got on the hating Steven Spielberg wagon for stupid reasons. The guy knows what he's talking about. I think what he meant by that was there will be a collapse because there will be, there's going to be shit superhero movies. It's inevitable. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this, it's not going to come out of Marvel Studios.
Well, it's already come out of one studio.
Well, that's another topic for another time. But all I'm saying is, but at the same time, with that studio, with what Warner Brothers are doing, at least the directors have a lot more control to make these movies unique. You know what I mean? And their own kind of spin. So I've got to rate them for that in that retrospect. Mm-hmm. It's going to be an interesting time, and yeah, there are going to be shit for movies. There are going to be great movies, but you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, then even if the inevitable happens and the genre dies down, you know what I mean? It won't be the end for Marvel. You know what I mean? There'll still be, it'll probably revert to 1 or 2 films a year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It won't be 5, it'll be 2 or 1. And it'll only be Marvel doing it because they'd know that they're the only guys that can make it successful. Yeah. If that makes sense. Because Disney are loving them, at the moment. You know what I mean? Disney just need to worry about their own shit. Okay? They don't need to worry about Marvel. You know, they don't need to worry about no Marvel or no Pixar. They just like you guys just do what you do. The only, you know what I mean? That's literally all I really got to say on that front.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with you. But going back to the release of Captain America, you looking forward to it?
Hell yeah! What kind of question is that?
Well,
I'm just trying to organise the time to see it because I'm working on the Thursday night And the worst thing about that, everyone's going to be at my workplace coming to see the movie, and they will be seeing it while I'm in the building and I can't watch it.
It's like everyone coming to have a look at your girlfriend when she's naked.
Yeah,
There's
I
nothing
know,
you can
right?
do about
It's
it.
like it's in my workplace. You all come and see it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm trying to arrange it with a few of my buddies to see it on the Sunday. So I'm going to be like very not vocal on the internet for 2 days till I see the movie, because I know some is going to spoil it for me.
Oh, easy with the language, man.
I'm sorry, man. I do apologise for the language and the use of the C word for all our female listeners that frown upon it.
Again, Captain America Civil War comes out in cinemas in the UK on April the 29th, and be reassured that's going to be a certified hit. So I'm interested to know what you guys think about, if you're anticipated on the film or not. And the way you can do that is by getting in contact with us at podcast@zedosgang.co.uk. Just drop us a mail and tell us what you think. And on that note, is there anything else any side topics that you want to talk about? Or?
I don't know, what else is out that week?
That's it.
You sure? I swear there was
another film, but I don't. I'm only putting in films that have a wide release.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about films that I don't have much information about.
Oh, okay.
So Civil War is a wide release.
What's the other film?
It's an independent film, which I can't remember the name to, because when I was doing the look.
Yeah. Okay.
It's I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, thank you for listening, guys, and thank you, Sach. And this has been the Zedos Gang podcast. Take care. Bye.